Technology, how beautiful. But wait a minute. Technology, in the next 5 years, is going to take more than 5 million of jobs away from us. In fact, technology is going to change completely the way we work. And governments, policymakers, the multinationals, they should all take action now, because that is going to create huge issues in the society. In fact, they should start from the educational system, because what you guys study today at school is probably irrelevant for the jobs of tomorrow. We don't even know what will be the jobs of tomorrow. Nobody can prepare you. And that's a very scary scenario. And I could continue like this for the next 18 minutes, but I think you have enough of that on the media. And so I want to share with you a different perspective. I believe the future of work is bright, and there is hope, because it depends from us. It depends from each one of us. We have a great opportunity which is unique in our time, not to have technology to control what we do, but to design the future of work that we want, the future of work that depends on us. And who is giving us that opportunity? Guess what? Technology. Yes, that same technology that is going to take away jobs from us is offering us a unique chance in the history of the human beings. We can shape collectively the future of work. But that's a journey, and it's a journey that starts with an action that we have to take first and foremost individually. And it's an action that needs to put us on a seat. Do we want to drive the future of work, or do we want to sit back, relax, and let the governments, the corporations, and those that have done it for the last centuries do it again? We as a generation, we are torn apart. On one side, the past, our parents, our grandparents, the beautiful history, and on the other side, the innovators, the change makers, the entrepreneurs, the beautiful life that we see but we cannot touch. So we have to take a seat. Do we want to drive, or do we want to sit back? Now, I touched my first keyboard when I was 12, my first keyboard that was connected to the internet. It was 1995. And that moment signed a moment of change for me. I realized that the machine I was staring at was beautiful, but not because of what was in the machine, because of what was on the other side of the machine. Another human being somewhere in the world connected. We are the connected generation. And that element of connectivity, it's something that has been with me up until now, and has done something beautiful. It has completely rewired my brain. It has expanded my ecosystem. It made me become more. And it made me ask a question time after time after time. Why I'm doing what I'm doing the way I'm doing it? This question has signed my life, and it's a fundamental question in defining the future of work. It's a question you should ask yourself. Why are you doing what you're doing the way you're doing it? I also mentioned a word, ecosystem, your personal ecosystem. What is it? What is your personal ecosystem? What am I talking about? Well, each one of us is born within an ecosystem. It's the place where we come from, it's our family, it's our friends. When we are small, that ecosystem is a very simple ecosystem. But then we experience the world. We give and take information through our senses, knowledge. We have experiences. Now, let me give you an example. Imagine as a little kid, you were to take a candle, and you were going to touch the fire on the candle. What will happen? You will burn. Now, that experience and the emotions of that experience are creating a wire in your brain. They're telling you, hey, fire burns. And the stronger the emotions attached to that experience, the stronger your fear of fire over your life will be. To the point that at some point you will not even remember, why do you have fear of fire? Why can't you turn on the barbecue in the beautiful summer? those emotions and those experiences create connections in your brain that stay with you. Some of them are positive. Actually, having some fear of fire is good because you do burn if you touch fire, but to some extent. And so other connections will be bad for you. They will limit your ability to take some action. Let me give you another example. Let's say that as a little kid from the age of 5, you have a grandmother and she has a dream. She wants you to become a doctor. And anytime she sees you, every week you see your grandmother, she tells you, oh, I'm sure you will become a doctor. I can see you, you are a doctor. Oh, you're such an amazing doctor. I can't wait for you to be a doctor. I'm 7. And then your mom comes in, you want to be a doctor? Well, guess what? You have to get an education, get a job, and then being a doctor is a marathon. You have to keep it for life. This is a limiting belief, is a paradigm that is coming from our parents and our previous generations to us. By the way, that mother was my mom and was my grandma. That's my story. From 5 to 15, I was wired. I mean, my brain was like, I have to be a doctor. That's my life. I have to be a doctor. I like to be a doctor. Of course, I'm going to be a doctor. But guess what happened? 17, 18, I go to university. I start experiencing something else. I start to have pleasure from selling things to my friends. At that time, I was selling my notes. I was at a university taking my notes. I was selling them. And I liked it. And I know I was giving value to them. They could study. And so I had pleasure from that experience, and I started to develop the willingness to become an entrepreneur. But I still had this. So no way I was going to become a doctor, but I still had this that was limiting me. How to get rid of this? This is a very hard one. So I went to university. Obviously, I did business. No way I was going to do medicine. But I wanted to get out of school as soon as possible. So I got a bachelor degree, 22. I was out of school. And as you heard, I joined Procter Gamble, a large multinational that was giving me the opportunity to learn continuously on the job. So now I could go on the work, on the job. And so I played along. I was 22, very young. I started to build my career. I learned about marketing, business, digital marketing, technology. I started to get passion, and obviously to earn some money, the salary. What I did with my first salaries was to book a trip to Australia. As a little kid, I had a dream. I wanted to visit Australia. Don't ask me why, maybe the crocodiles, but I wanted to see Australia. So I went to Australia, and guess what happened? Ever since I was 24, I've been almost 10 years now, I never stopped traveling. Traveling expanded my ecosystem. It made me see more. It made me see people from different cultures. And it started to make me be willing to work internationally as well. So I came back. I asked the company to move to Geneva, the headquarters. That's where I went for the following 3-4 years. I got promoted in Geneva to brand manager. It was a big achievement. For any young manager, it's a big achievement. But a few weeks after, I started to have a sense of unhappiness, very deep unhappiness. And that unhappiness turned into dissatisfaction. How come? I was just promoted. I wasn't happy. So guess what? I started to ask myself the question, why I do what I do the way I do it. And now I was ready. I was 29. I was ready to go back to that childhood dream of becoming an entrepreneur, but I didn't have all the tools. So I started asking people that did the same, from corporate to entrepreneurship. And what I saw talking to them is that they all had something in common. They were bigger. Now, not taller, which is easy. Not older, which could have been easier as well, since I was 29. But actually, they were bigger inside. They all had been through a journey of personal development, because you have to become more in order to break your limitations and take a step which is not normal from where you are coming from. So I started my own journey of personal development. I left the company at 29. I set up a consulting company that has 20 people right now, and we consult on technologies, Fortune 500 companies. But then I also kept on doing something. I kept on traveling. And as I kept on traveling all around the world, I also had the chance to meet people from almost any corner of the world. I am a member of the World Economic Forum Global Shapers, and these are pictures from some of my trips with people literally from any corner around the world, no jokes. It's a community of 6,000 people in 500 cities, in cities I never heard of. So anywhere I travel, I have somebody that belongs to this community, and we talk. We talk also to my Geneva Global Shapers. This is my team in Geneva. And I see something in common across all of us. We are all asking this question, all of us. Why am I doing what I'm doing the way I'm doing it? And what I saw is that those people that had an answer to this question, they had been through a journey, or they are into the journey, because for most of us, the journey never ends. The journey is made of 3 steps: the why, the what, and the how. Why I do what I do the way I do it. And the first of these steps is the why. This is the most profound and difficult one for many of us because it touches who we are. We have to look inside and deeply understand who we are. What's our purpose? Very difficult question. But when it comes to work, the question is, why do we work? Why do we work? I mean, it's a crazy question, right? It's normal. Nobody thinks about it. Why do we work? When you look back into history, you have the answer. In the last 400 years or more, we work for money, to provide our families safety. That's it. Whoever answered this question will tell you something close to this. But money takes away from us the ability to be human beings, the ability to use our creativity, to go beyond. So what if, as Steven Spielberg says, what if money is not the end goal of our work, the salary at the end of the month? What if we can put meaning into our work, the what? Now, the what is mostly intuitive. What do we do? What type of work we do? And we will answer with our profession. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a consultant. The point is, the what has been historically defined by the technologies available in a given time. Think about it. You don't choose the what you do. Is a technology available in that time to choose it for you? Is the marketplace. It's the marketplace. Through the centuries, we have had steam engine, mass production, electricity, IT, and the jobs to create those technologies and to run it. But here's the thing. The technologies that are coming up are going to take away from us a good part of those jobs that don't speak to the human nature. Most of the manual jobs, most of those jobs that require levels of human interactions that we were not designed for. And so what happens is that we will become redundant. What do we do with that time? I say we go back to school. I say we go back to education. In fact, university is a stage of education. It's not the end. It's just a stage. I never stop learning, 2 hours a day minimum. And nobody's forcing me to do it. And then we have this great economist, which I'm sure in TEDxESADE you all know about. What he said in 1930 is incredible. So he wrote this essay, Economic Possibilities for Our Grandchildren, almost 100 years ago. The fast technological advancement and the accumulation of capital for greater investment would increase the general wealth, allowing those of us not seeking greed to live in a leisure society. He envisioned the fourth industrial revolution. Now his vision can become true. And last, the how. How we work. This is a fab lab. A fab lab is a place where you can go back to do manual work, creativity, use your skills in a different way. Just differently, because this is a space that is shared. It's not your atelier, it's shared, so you can work with other people. This lady here in the picture, she's crafting wood. It's something that for most of our generation is inconceivable. It's happening again. How we work is driven over the centuries by the owners of the technology in a given time. Think about it. Who decided the 9-to-5 job? Who decided the production lines? Who decided offices and cubicles for the managers? Who decided we have to commute to go to work for hours in the traffic? Who decided, and I heard of this morning at CNN, to create the alarm clock in the morning? No, seriously. It's the owners of those technologies, because they had to get workers in the office to produce what? Goods that we buy with the why, the money. Do you see the equation? The how we work is also the how we work in the locations. This is a new platform, Rome, recently launched for the entrepreneurs and the freelancers that want to work from different locations around the world. It's co-living and co-working together. Because I want to work from Bali 6 months and manage my virtual team while I enjoy also the experience of Indonesia. And so now you have the answer to the question. And the answer is either the old story, you're working for money in a job that is decided by some technology in a way that the owners of those technologies have decided for you, or you can change this, and you can start questioning your why, defining your what, because you can also be an entrepreneur, and you can be the creator of a new what. And as you become an entrepreneur or you join a company, you want to choose a place that speaks to yourself, a new culture. This is not science fiction. I'm not inventing anything. It's not 100 years from now prediction. This is happening right now. I know so many people that are changing the answer of this question. But the point is, we're not enough. We need more. We need all of you to join, because the changes to be made are endless. And we don't want them to change the workplace for us once again. This is our chance. So why are you doing what you're doing the way you're doing it? Thank you.